Hey friends, welcome back to Everson Road. I'm Naomi. Today I'm going to take you along as we do our crockpot freezer meals. You can see our garden. It's booming, it's growing. We're so excited about it. But we also know that that means busy times and nights that we probably won't get to cook dinner from scratch like we'd like to. So join us as we make some freezer meals, and they're all crockpot freezer meals, which is nice. So they're literally dump and go. So join us today as we make 7 meals to feed our family of 4. All right, so the first thing I do to start this process, you don't want to forget to do, is label all of your freezer bags. I have 7 recipes, so I grabbed out 7 of my gallon freezer bags, and I'm gonna get these labeled. It's absolutely important because you're gonna think you remember what it is, you're not. So I'm just gonna label them and put the date. And most of these will last up to 6 months in your freezer, but we're hoping these are just gonna be our kind of our standard, because we just wanna have easier meals on hand. And Adam is cutting up 2 whole chickens. It's cheaper for us to buy 2 whole chickens and split them than it is to buy like the individual breasts, because we're trying to do organic, and we can get organic chickens at Aldi, Costco for less than $3 a pound. So we're just gonna cut up our whole chickens into 4 separate, well, it'll be several separate pieces. We're gonna split them over the 4 bags so we have them. So if you hear somebody in the background, it's Adam. Say hi, Adam.
Hello.
So that's what we're doing. We're just getting our stuff prepared. Another important thing to do is to, I didn't do it on any of my bags, so I'm gonna have to go back through and do it, is to write the directions. Like this one says thaw, and then cook on low 4 to 6 hours, or 4 hours. And then there's extra directions, like this one also says add half a cup of water the day of cooking. You don't want to add the water to the bag today, so I'll have to go back through and do that for the ones that I didn't do. I don't have a fancy bag holder, so I'm just sticking my stuff in, my bag in like this, and holding. It holds it kind of open, not very much, but it's enough for me, it'll work. Because I don't want it to fall over and spill everything, because that's happened. It's just like a, well, maybe it'll work. I've done it before. Maybe it's the bag, there it goes. So I'm gonna dump the ingredients in here. The first one I'm making is crock-pot hamburger vegetable soup with peas and carrots. So I'm gonna grab all the ingredients I need. It says you need yellow corn and frozen peas and carrots. I have this organic mixed vegetables from Costco I'm gonna use. You need a can of diced tomatoes. And you're not supposed to drain that, so this is easy. It's like seriously dump and go. It says to use a packet of slow cooker vegetable beef soup seasoning mix. Couldn't find that. I'm gonna use bouillon. I'm gonna add a couple tablespoons to it. And then you need a pound of ground beef. I'm just gonna use whatever this is. It's a little over a pound. So this recipe is insanely simple. You just dump everything in here. Like no cooking. It's my kind of thing. I don't want to cook anything. This is kind of clumped together, so I'm gonna beat it to death. And I'm not measuring this. I'm just gonna add until I think it's good. Has air in it, so it's being a butt. There we go. I'm taking this out for this one. It's a lot of vegetables. It should be fine. I'm gonna add a pack of this ground beef. has to be stuck together because I'm in a hurry. So I'm gonna add a pound of ground beef. Like I said, it's a little bit more than that. That's fine. If I can get it out of the package. Wash my hands. And then I'm gonna add a couple tablespoons of my bouillon. And if it needs more the day of, I'll add it. And for this one, this is it. It's seriously so easy. You just seal. I like to seal this a little bit like this. I leave it a little bit open. I kind of lay it on its side. And I like to flatten them like this. I just think it thaws better when it's as flat as possible. And like this one says, the day of, you add 3 cups of water. And that's it. You cook it on low for 4 hours in your crock pot, and that's one done. Took me like 5 minutes. It's the hardest part was me getting open the freaking ground beef packet. All right, now I'm gonna make crock pot beef teriyaki with sugar snap peas. We're not super big fans of sugar snap peas, so I'm gonna add green beans to this instead. All right, for this one you need, it says 2 pounds of beef sirloin steak. This is what I could find. This is what I'm using. You need, like I said, it says 2 bags of fresh sugar snap peas. I'm using frozen organic green beans that I got from Aldi. And it also says to use a packet of teriyaki marinade. I couldn't find it, so I'm using this. It says the day of to add half a cup of water, excuse me. But I don't know if I'm going to. I'm gonna see what this does because it's liquid. So literally, easiest thing. I love these recipes. Granted, let's be full disclaimer, I've never ever used these before. But it says to just layer this stuff in here. It doesn't say to cut the meat, so I'm not cutting the meat. I'm assuming the day of, when it cooks down, it'll fall apart kinda. And if it doesn't, I'll just take it out and I'll cut it. And then once I get all this in here, I'm trying to break it apart a little bit so I can squish it around, like swoosh the stuff around in here. And I'll probably make this one relatively quick, so I'm gonna add the teriyaki, but not the whole bottle, just in case it's too salty, because that would suck. So I'm gonna open these green beans, get these poured in here. We're hoping our green beans grow this year. We're having a horrible problem out back with our green beans. They want to, they're getting eaten. We just can't figure it out. So 2 bags of these. And I'm probably gonna add like a half a bottle of this teriyaki just because I don't know, I've never had it before and I don't know how salty it's gonna be. And I would hate for it to be uber salty because you can't undo it, you know? So I'm gonna add this, like I said, half, but I'm gonna put on my notes to eat this relatively quickly because I'm gonna put the rest of this bottle in the fridge just to see if it needs more or if I did anything wrong to it. And this is it. It says day of, add a half a cup of hot water, but like I said, I don't know if we're gonna need to, we'll see. This I'm gonna leave kind of open and just swish it around a little bit so that marinade gets down to the bottom of the meat. Like that, it's coating it. I'm gonna do that. Then I'm gonna crack it open a bit. Once again, smush it flat. And then seal it shut. And that's meal number 2. And most of these have 4 to 6 servings. We have a family of 4, so if 6 servings, Adam will have leftovers for lunch. All right, now we're gonna do, it's called Crockpot ground turkey tacos with bell peppers. And the other day I cut up my stuff so that I can literally dump. It says to use frozen pepper steak, stir fry vegetables. I didn't, I used fresh. So I'm just gonna cut those up and use those. All right, so let me get my ingredients. All right, so I got my peppers that I cut the other day. That's my tip. If you can prep as much ahead of time, do it. Makes your freezer meal day a lot easier. I've got onions in here. I've got some taco seasoning. It says to use low sodium. This is what I have. No judgment. I'm just using it because my kids picked it out. And then a pound of ground turkey. So I'm gonna add the turkey in. I'm gonna add these peppers. I'm gonna try to mix some of the colors up because I just layered it in. And I'm gonna do the whole bowl. Why not? And then I'm gonna add about half of these onions into here. And then there's a packet of taco seasoning. And that the day of, you add a half a cup of hot water, or why do I keep saying hot? Half a cup of water to this. This is it. That was the simplest thing ever. So you just lay it down flat again. I just squish it out a little bit. Like this. And that closes. That's our third meal. All right, so now I'm gonna make honey sesame chicken. This one's easy. I'm touching the chicken last. I do not want to contaminate everything I'm touching. So it says a small onion. I'm just gonna take, I'm gonna take like 2/3 of a cup of onion and put it in here, something like that. I like onions, so a little bit more. And then it says half a cup of honey. I'm not measuring it. I'm just gonna add. If it needs more, I'll add it the day of. I have organic honey I get at Costco. That looks good. By all means, measure everything if you would like. I just don't feel like cleaning out a honey cup. And then you need a half a cup of soy sauce. So I'm gonna just go, I'm not gonna add, that's good for me. If I need more, like I said, I can always add it. I can't take away. So a 1/4 cup of ketchup. So I just used, I get a lot of this I love Aldi because Aldi has a lot of organic things. So I'm gonna add a 1/4 cup. Once again, I'm gonna be a little shy. And the day of, if I need more, I'll add more. 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Like I said, we get this at Costco, or no, this one's from Sam's. Sam does carry that. So I'm just gonna go a 1, a 2. And then it says some garlic powder, which I just put in my jars. I'm just gonna add a sprinkling of this. A little bit more, I love garlic powder. Crushed red pepper flakes. We don't have what we need to grind more. We grow these in our garden. But I don't add as many of these crushed red pepper flakes as it says because they are very potent because they're like fresh. So that says a 1/4 teaspoon.
Yeah, we only crush them when we need them.
Yeah, we crush them when we need them. Same with our black pepper. I'm not gonna add as much just in case it's spicy. That says a 1/4 teaspoon. And then I'm coughing because that gets you that pepper. And I'm gonna make this like, I'm gonna juice this around a little bit in here. Just so it's kind of mixed because I'm gonna add my chicken now. And it calls for 1.5 pounds of boneless, skinless chicken breast. But what I'm gonna do, Adam cut up our chicken, 2 whole chickens, and I'm gonna add a breast, a thigh, and a leg to each one and call it good. So I'm gonna add a chicken breast, a leg, and a thigh. And I'm gonna wash my hands before I close my bag. And then I'm gonna juice it and get it sealed shut. So now I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna close it. And then I'm just gonna, Adam's making fun of my juicing.
Oh, what fun.
He's making fun of me. I'm gonna juice it around because that's what I'm calling it. And then I'm gonna open it a teeny bit and press all the air out and get it as flat as I can for a chicken recipe. And it's nice because this is gonna marinate the whole time it freezes and as it thaws, and it's gonna be hopefully really, really good. Never had any of these recipes. So, and what we're gonna do for you guys is we're gonna record shorts to show you what these are like. So if you wanna know, you guys need to subscribe to our channel. Maybe put on the little bell, and then it'll tell you when we upload our shorts.
Yeah, because how many of these meals have we already tried before?
I don't, none of these. These
Exactly,
are new.
it's just-
All right, yeah, so we'll show you guys as we go. So this is honey meat sesame chicken. Cooks for 4 to 6 hours on low, and you serve it over like rice or whatever. But I'll show you what we do with it, because we'll do what we want. So there's meal number 4. So once again, I got my bag. Not touching the chicken till last because I don't want to get cucky all over it. I'm making red pepper chicken. Never had it. Sounds really good though. So it says to use 2 medium bell-sized peppers sliced, about 3 cups. I did that already, so I'm just going to add this in here. Like that. And then it says a small onion. Once again, I'm just going to do whatever I feel like doing because I like onion. It says a 1/4 cup of extra virgin olive oil right here. Again, I'm going to go like so. And then you need garlic powder. I measure garlic powder with my heart. Garlic powder is a heart thing, you know, because I love it. I love garlic, like love it. It says a teaspoon of crushed red pepper flakes, which seems like a lot. So I'm gonna do about half of that maybe. Like I can always add more. Like so. Every time I open that, it makes me cough. Because it's very potent. And then a 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. And then some salt. And this one's weird because it doesn't add any liquid at all. So I'm hoping when it cooks that it just kind of reduces down and makes its own kind of liquid. And once again, I'm just going to mix all the seasonings on the peppers and onions. Very excited about this. We like heat in our house. We're like the weirdos that grow like habaneros and what else do you grow? What kind of hot peppers do you grow? Habaneros?
Well, I'm not growing this year any super hot, but I've grown Reapers, Carolina Reapers.
Yeah, Carolina Reapers, stupid stuff. They do challenges where they eat them whole like weirdos and walk around like sick. So, okay. Now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm adding a chicken breast, a chicken thigh, and a leg. And then I'm going to wash my hands. All right, so I'm going to close this and seal it and then mix it around, and then I'm going to flatten it. So I like to get the seasonings all over everything. I just feel like, I don't know, it's good to get a good marinade, and then the chicken tastes like it's supposed to. All right, and then I lay it flat again, pop it open, flatten it as much as I can, and then seal it shut. That's what, number 5. I've got 2 more to do. Now we're gonna make Crockpot Southwestern chicken chili with peppers and corns. A lot of words. Once again, starting with my stuff that I don't want to contaminate. It says you need a bag of fresh or frozen pepper stir fry. Once again, I'm just using what I have. I have orange and red peppers that I'm dumping in. I'm dumping the rest of these onions in, because when I make chili, I always add a ton of onion. I'm going to add a can of black beans, drained, diced and, or rinsed and drained. I did the best I could. A can of diced tomatoes, undrained it says, so I'm just dumping it in. Let me shake this down a little bit. There we go. Like this. It says a packet of white chicken chili mix, and I did find this, which I was excited about. So I'm gonna add this to this bag. And then it says add 2 cups of water, but that's when you cook. So I'm gonna zhuzh this around before I add the chicken again, because I don't wanna contaminate everything. So I'm just gonna try to mix it a little bit. This smells good. It's not even cooked and it smells good. Good enough. All right, so now I'm gonna add my chicken, thigh, breast, leg, like this. Gonna wash my hands. I forgot to add the bag of corn, so I'm gonna add that, because I love corn. I'd put corn in everything if I could. It's so good to me. All right, so now I'm gonna, this might get double bagged. This is a heavy mammer jammer here. All right, and I'm gonna lay this down. Get the air out as much as I can. This is kind of a hefty guy. And it'll cook 4 to 6 hours on low. And I'll add water to this because it says right here, add 2 cups of water, cook 4 to 6, and then you shred the chicken and then you stir it back in and it makes white chicken chili. So there's number 6 right here. Now we're gonna make, it's called Crockpot. See it there, Crockpot tomato basil chicken with baby spinach. And again, I'm going in order of, I don't want to contaminate my house. It actually calls for Grill Mate tomato, garlic, and basil marinade. I could not find that. So I'm using this Grill Mate zesty herb. I'm using it. I think it'll be fine. It's your kitchen. Do what you want. So I'm opening this up. If I can get it open. I'm going to put this in first so I can add the liquid, like the other ingredients, so I don't have to, hopefully it zhuzhes or mixes better. Like that. And then it says 2 cans of 15 ounces tomato sauce. So I have this organic from Walmart. Add this. Like so. Oh man, that smells amazing. Whatever that marinade is good. It smells bussin'. So we're gonna add that in. And then we're going to add some balsamic vinegar. It says 2 tablespoons. And then I go 1 and 2. And then it says to add in 2 tablespoons of olive oil. 1 and 2. And then I added already to that the mix. So I'm gonna kind of give this a little mixing if I can a little bit. Because then I gotta add spinach, 5 ounces of fresh baby spinach, and then our chicken. So I'm just gonna mix this up a little bit, get them kind of mixed in the ingredients. This is the one I'm scared of because it's so much liquid, I'm afraid it's gonna fall over and spill on my counter, so that would stink. So this is a 16-ounce pack. I'm just gonna add spinach. I'm not gonna measure out, oh, it went everywhere, and be picky about it. Because we like spinach, so, and it's gonna wilt to nothing. All right, so that's in there. And now the remainder of our chicken that Adam cut up, thigh, our leg, our chicken breast. Gonna wash my hands. All right, so now I'm gonna close this a little bit and try to get this mixed a little bit. See what I can do. Just boof it around a little bit. All right, it's not very well mixed, but it'll be fine. I'm gonna try to flatten this out as much as I can. Get the air out, because it'll lay flat. I lay these flat in my freezer, because that's the way I like to do it. And then there's our 7th meal.
I'm done.
All right, so here we go. This is the Crockpot tomato basil chicken with baby spinach. We got Crockpot Southwestern chili with peppers and corn. That's red pepper chicken. We got Crockpot hamburger vegetable soup with peas and carrots. Ooh, we got Crockpot beef teriyaki with sugar snap peas, but we added green beans instead. Make it, it's your kitchen, do what you want. This guy is it's Crockpot ground turkey taco with bell peppers. I'm excited about this one. And then this guy is honey sesame chicken. So 7 meals, literally took us less than an hour, and we had to cut up an entire 2 chickens. But this will feed us for a while. So like I said, if you want to see how we cook these, please turn on your bell notification and subscribe, because we are going to tag this video in our shorts so that you can see how each meal turned out, if we actually liked it, because these are all new to us recipes, but we're super excited about it, and we thank you for joining us. Thank you so much for joining us today. If you like these videos, please like and subscribe. We'd love to hit 1,000 subscribers. That'd be so much fun. We love everyone that joins us and watches these videos. We know it is valuable time that you spend to watch our videos. So thank you so much. And we will see you next time. Thanks, friends. Bye.